What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back to talk all things Matlock. And this episode is the spoiler alert. It's my favorite episode we've watched in quite some time because, man, they've been atrocious. So that's a little hint. John can send his rating over to Justin. And
I already did. I sent my rating as soon as I finished watching it today at like 11 a.m. I was like, I'm sending it over to him.
I'm definitely not sending it to him right now. That is not happening.
You are so doing it. Hey, it's been a while since we've been here, but there's been so many things going on with us, graduation parties, trips out of town, a bunch of things. And we definitely want to apologize to everybody for not holding up our end of the deal, so to speak, and dropping new episodes. But now we're back on track. We're back on here the second Sunday of the month. So second and fourth Sundays of the month is when we drop these. And we're sorry, but we're all set to go. Please forgive us and keep liking, subscribing, watching, telling folks about it, whatever.
Emailing us at benmattalk@gmail.com. So listen, everybody. As you guys know, John's wife sponsors the PVD cast, and I can just picture John sitting her down with one of those accountant visors on with a document like this long, like just stacked up, and making her read through each one with his lawyer to sign the papers to be a sponsor on the PVD cast.
Well, you ruined it for anybody that wasn't in on it. There you go. There's the big surprise that one of the sponsors is my wife's company. Yeah.
I mean, it was bigger than the prenup. Like, we're talking like this on his desk, just ready to sign. And like, I can see it. I can see it. Yeah. John with a cigar out of his mouth, doesn't smoke. He's just holding it because that's what accountants do. And he's just going through the paperwork with her. Like, this is where you sign.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I mean, hey, I can't. I have nothing to say. I have no retort to that. Other than I do appreciate her supporting the PVD cast. She supports it. Not so much monetarily, but with moral support.
Moral support. She puts up with John. I mean,
yeah, that's basically true. That's it. Yeah. So what have you been watching?
Oh man, dude, I don't want to say that I'm overwhelmed with television because I'm never overwhelmed with television. I'm overwhelmed with everything that comes after the television because there's so much coming in to watch. Cape Fear is the one that I'm going to talk about because I haven't had a chance to talk about it yet. Javier Bardem plays Max Cady from Cape Fear, and he is haunting. It's got Patrick Wilson and Amy Adams in it as well. They did a role reversal where she is the Nick Nolte character in the sense that she was the one who defended him. And I am digging the show a lot. Apple TV, like, I don't think anybody has ever said anything bad about an Apple TV, at least not in recent history. And that's because they're hitting home runs left and right. And this, man, episode 3 comes out tomorrow, guys, and you are in for a treat. That's all I'll say. But it is really good. And he makes the character his own, and it's its own thing. It is 100% its own thing. The family has some things going on as well that could be sinister. We haven't gotten that far yet, but I'm on the edge of my seat.
So it's a series. How many episodes is it?
8. I think it's 8.
8. Okay. Look, I like Cape Fear, both of the movies. I wish, though, that the 91 movie had the 56 ending, because the ending for the original was much better than the one from 1991, in my humble opinion. But I'm curious to see what this iteration looks like. I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna get it right now because I'm still catching up. In fact, I'm pleased with myself that I have 2 more episodes left of Gen V, and then I'm done with that. So yay for me, which I should be embarrassed that it took me so long to get Gen V done.
Have you finished The Boys?
I have not finished The Boys. That's next on the list.
See, you should be embarrassed by that.
No, I know. I'm embarrassed big time. So
get the wife to watch it. Watch it while you drive, John. It's fine.
Hey, but you know what? Speaking of somebody that's intimidating, somebody that plays characters that are mean-spirited, and in fact, if I'm not mistaken, I believe this man this individual that I'm going to mention is actually the first Max Cady, and that is, of course, Robert Mitchum. Robert Mitchum is in a movie that I watched a couple of days ago called The Night of the Hunter. It's a really, really good movie. It's actually, the movie inspired Spike Lee and in Do the Right Thing, if many people remember that great film. There's one individual, Radio Raheem, that everybody knows on the block, and he, of course, has rings that say two very interesting things: love and hate, and that comes from this movie. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Justin. Yep, Radio Raheem, love and hate. Robert Mitchum's character has those two words tattooed on his fingers, and he basically he's kind of a born again preacher, but he's got a real evil streak in him. I highly recommend it. Again, it's called The Night of the Hunter. It's really well done. Robert Mitchum, again, hitting it out of the park with being a creepy dude. And I'll tell you, even where it's playing, of course, at my favorite place to watch movies, Tubi. That's right. And don't forget that if you sign up for Tubi and you put in the code PVDcash, you get free donuts. That's right. You're going to get free donuts delivered to your door. Coupon code Orlando 10. I'm on the 10th one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man.
Anyways, enough about Tubi, enough about what we're watching. Let's go into this episode, shall we?
I love that you tied it back to Cape Fear, because we did not plan that. Like, that was organic done. Good job. Kudos. But yes,
Thank
guys,
you.
go watch Cape Fear. It's every Friday, a new episode.
Yeah, go see The Night of the Hunter on Tubi. It's fantastic. It's 90 minutes, but it's a great movie. It's terrifying. It's great. I highly recommend it. All right, with that then, are you ready to get into our opening statements? I think we lost Justin for a moment.
Yeah, he went to go let his dog out, John.
Oh,
Go
okay.
ahead. Keep going.
All right, that's it. Oh, here it is in the private chat. What do you know? Okay. Anyways, so let's talk about the episode. It's called The Fatal Seduction. It's a 2-part episode. The air dates for part 1 was September 30th of 1993, and the air date for the second part was October 7th, 1993. And we have... Thank you for that applause. We're applauding that Justin is back now. We're lost without you, dude. We are totally lost without you. I cannot say it enough.
John cannot pivot, Justin. If there's something is off the plan, he just stops. He stops and waits.
I'm going to try to get better at that. Anyways, we have a huge guest star. I think probably at the time of this episode, she wasn't a huge star, but she is a huge star now. Our first guest star, Jeri Ryan, playing the role of Carrie Locke. And come on, guys. Do I need to tell you what she's best known for? She's best known for 7 of 9 on various different Star Trek shows. Ronnie Cook on Boston Public. Kate Murphy on Body of Proof. Veronica Allen on Bosch. She's also known for Jessica Devlin in Shark. Valerie Sharp in Dracula 2000. And literally a whole host of other great roles that Jeri Ryan has participated in. Is there any that I missed that you would like to discuss, Jason?
No, I didn't get time to pull it up, but I did Google because I was trying to pull up the IMDb. And when you type in Matlock Season 7, Mattalk is the first thing that pops up.
Hey, all right. There you go. Good. It's a victory for us, man. So, anything about Jeri Ryan? Did you have a crush on her when you watched Star Trek? Because I know a lot of gentlemen did.
Well, John, I am ashamed to say, and I'm going to hide my face, that I have not seen her Star Trek.
What?
Yeah.
Man, this is a shameful episode of Matt Talk. I mean, the boys and myself, Star Trek, you and 7 of 9. Wow. Well, anyways, let's talk about Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, let's go ahead and talk about another individual that is a guest star. His name is Richard K. Olson, and he plays the role of the minister. You may know him as Mr. Milo on Dawson's Creek, Thomas Edison on Young Indiana Jones Chronicles, and he was actually in an episode not too long ago, season 7, episode 7, The Juror. He played the role of Mr. Whiteman, and it's the one where Ben was serving on the jury, and he kept he wouldn't cave in, and he kept presenting different arguments, and in that one. He also, by the way, Mr. Olson also portrayed Judge Atwater in All She Ever Wanted, and Judge Brubaker in the Ryan White story. And there you go with Mr. Don't Call Me Ashley Olson. Is there anyone else or any other things that you want to like to discuss about Mr. Olson?
Nope, I'm good.
All right. And our last individual, our last guest star is Joe Insco. He will be playing the role of Detective Kendall. You may know him from his other roles, such as House of Representative member in Lincoln, Bob Cook in 42, Judge in Nell, the movie Nell, Dr. May in Killing Lincoln, which I thought was weird that we have Lincoln and now we have Killing Lincoln. That I thought was a little bit perplexing, if you will. He plays Jamie Reed in House of Cards, the Examiner on Eastbound and Down, FBI Deputy Director Arthur Tolan in The Wire, Silas Freeman in Southern Gothic, a cop in Kiss the Girls, and he also has been in 2 previous episodes. Season 4, episodes 1 and 2, The Hunting Party. He portrayed Jack Rose. That's the one where Matlock's friend was part of a hunting party that they thought that they had killed some women, and they didn't. And it's kind of a weird episode. I really didn't dig The Hunting Party. But he also portrayed an individual called Employee in The Obsession, which was season 7, episode 11, where a TV star is accused of killing their therapist. So there you go. Anything you want to talk about with any of our guest stars?
John, you forgot to. We got Jill Novick, who plays Ashley in this episode. She was in 23 episodes of Beverly Hills 90210 as Tracy Gillian. The show Sisters, which lasted for 80 episodes. And she was also in an episode of Boy Meets World.
Okay. All right.
And a Bob Saget stand-up special, apparently.
Okay. What about our other individual? You said...
Rob Stone, who played...
Rob Stone. No, wait a minute. Go ahead. Carry on.
Clyde Eller. And he was in a movie called I Am Stamos, where it's about a guy who starts taking photos of himself, and then he starts to look like John Stamos. It sounds really weird. I just looked it up. And anyway, he played Louis Skolnick in the Revenge of the Nerds TV pilot. Mr. Belvedere, he played Kevin Owens. And he was in 120 episodes of Mr. Belvedere. And he was also on The Facts of Life and V, the miniseries.
You know what? I enjoyed Mr. Belvedere. I like that show.
Not enough to mention Rob Stone.
First of all, I looked up Rob Stone and I passed him up to talk about some other folks. You know, hey, it's all subjective here. But all right, let's go on, ladies and gentlemen, and let me ask Jason the question that I asked him every single time that we talk, and that is, are you ready to give your opinion? Solely your opinion and only your opinion, so help you?
I do, John.
Then it's time to testify.
Let us testify. I hope we woke up Liz's baby.
What?
Just let us know in the comments if we're yelling.
Anyways, with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the plot of the episode. Ben defends a man accused of murder from a date rape shakedown. So our opening scene is that there's a little quick scene of downtown Atlanta.
Hold on a second. Is that really the synopsis? Date rape?
Yeah.
Because date rape usually implies drugs. There's no drugs in this at all. That's wild.
Well, no, I think you're wrong, my friend. I think date rape can be considered with drugs or without drugs.
Well, guys, let us know. benmattalk@gmail.com. Can't wait to see the emails we get for that. Continue, John.
Yeah, that'll be fun. And you can also find us on Facebook at Mattalk Podcast as well. So Leanne and Ben are shopping for vacation destinations, right? So they're looking at different catalogs. But Ben, of course, is worried about what? The price of things, right? Billy arrives, and he has shocking news. His sister Lucy has died. And she died in her beach house. And I honestly thought this was a good scene for Billy. I mean, it had a certain gravity to it. It wasn't schlocky. It was very well done. I liked it. But in true
finally
fashion,
got rid of Lucy. Got rid of Lucy. And John, you are correct. And all rape is bad. I wasn't like trying to minimize either one, but yeah, you're right. It's just anybody you've gone on a date with that might
have said no.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Well, Billy, though, wants Ben to drive him to the funeral, and he ropes Leanne into working the funeral and working out the wake details and everything. So it's a road trip with Billy. And I don't know.
Longarms her to go with them.
Yeah. You can help her pick out dresses for her, blah, 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 blah. So
why can't Matlock pick out dresses? I watched the whole season. Well, I mean, season with Cliff. He was on 2 episodes. But and I just came to the conclusion is when did Billy find time to have a child if he was handcuffed to his sister the whole time? Because that's all we know about Billy's character is that he couldn't live his life because sister until more recently. And Billy is more than a few years old.
He says it in this episode. When he goes off on his tangent and he talks about how he had to talk to her sideways so she wouldn't smell the whiskey on his breath, or he had to go sneak off to take a shot of whiskey or do whatever. So that's a great point. I don't know, man. As I told you, don't hate the play, hate the game. Maybe Billy just got lucky and had a fling for a little bit. I guess I don't know. That's a great question. Well, I like the fact that Cliff is even on board for this little trip. He happens to be the voice of reason somewhat in this trip because Lucy apparently sold the family farm and then took the money from the sale, didn't give it to anybody, didn't divide it up among her brother and her, and just ended up buying a cool beach house. So then we meet Clyde, who is the roommate. And he shares a bunch of different information about Lucy. He talks about how everybody likes her and her place was the place to hang out. And she was into surfing and rollerblading and everything. And everyone's minds are blown. They're like, wait, what? Huh? But yeah, she was a cool chick, apparently.
Yeah, she de-aged.
She did. So we then get some ladies. That we later find out are Ashley and Carrie. But at the time, we didn't know who they were. They were on the beach. They were impressed by a dude in his car. Then all of a sudden, the buff lifeguard Mike decides to stop by and talk a little bit. And so Clyde shows up. And he's like, hey, man, the undertow warning flag. You should have it out. I don't want to tell you how to do your job, but he's doing it. So maybe you want to fix that and stop ogling the girls. And Mike gets mad and they have an argument and Carrie just says, Mike, can you just leave Clyde alone? I like the name Clyde, by the way. I thought that was a very, very interesting name to select for this character. But anyways, we go to a scene where the minister is chatting with Billy and Ben and wants some stories about Lucy so he can present a pretty good eulogy for her. Carrie is injured in the next scene. Somehow she banged up her knee or whatever, and she's being carried to the beach by gentleman Tim. And I say he's a gentleman because he seems to be very kind here, helping this young lady to the beach and whatnot. Well, lo and behold, we cut to a scene where Ben is with Billy and they're shopping for coffins. And basically, Ben ends up paying the bill for this. And I'm just going to go this out here on record. Number one, I do not want any fancy coffin. So when I pass, I don't care. I'm dead. I don't give a shit. So just cremate me and throw my ashes. I don't know where yet. I haven't figured that out yet. But anyways, there you go.
Oh, I give a shit, John. I want one of these.
Wait, what Titan caskets?
Yeah, they're Ninja Turtles.
Oh, okay. Well, dude, it's hard to see your phone from up here, from back here, but okay. Ninja Turtles. Okay.
Which Ninja Turtle would you get a coffin for, John?
I'd go, if I had to pick one, I'd go Donatello.
You do machines?
Do I do machines?
Mm-hmm. Donatello does machines.
Well, I don't think their skill set would match my skill set. So, anyways, well, there you go. That's my 2 cents worth. That's my hot take on my death.
Way to bum us all out, John. I'm gonna go cry.
Okay. Anyways, next scene we see is the actual funeral. Why is Billy wearing a tux? He was wearing a tux. I'm like, why are you wearing a tux? That's not, you don't wear a tux to a funeral.
Don't hate the player. You just told me that like 10 minutes ago. Billy wants to wear a tux.
That's how he gets the ladies.
Maybe that's how he met Cliff's mom.
Maybe. So there's a story about Lucy caring about some birds. Ben says that she ate the birds. She cooked them up and ate them. And what do you know? Billy is asleep in the pew. Kind of like a particular world leader that I know. Anyways, so Tim is hanging out with Carrie, right? And she asked him out, to go back to her place because the club was too packed, And so lo and behold, Carrie and Tim are getting it on. And she asked Tim to stop, but she doesn't say it in a very authoritative way. And so there's a little bit of mixed messages again. Ashley shows up and Carrie freaks out. And at this point I wrote down the word setup because it sounds like a setup.
Does she say stop during, or is it when Ashley shows up she says stop?
She says stop, but she does actually say to him, don't stop. Oh, never mind. And it's a mixed message. It is kind of a mixed message. But then when Ashley shows up, she blows the doors off of, oh my God, he tried to rape me, blah, blah, blah. So Ashley the next day confronts Tim and says that Carrie has called the cops and she wants to press charges. And the easiest way to get out of this is basically just pay her some money and she'll forget all about it because she's in debt. And so the shakedown begins. And Ashley and Carrie end up getting $3,000 and they celebrate the shakedown. But the problem is, there's going to be a problem with that here in a few moments. So we're at Lucy's home. It's a big wake. Leanne wants to know why Ben never married Lucy. Billy is sad, and again, another great scene for Warren Frost. Got to give him some props playing this role on this particular episode. And Billy wants to know who Lucy left the house to, right? Because that's something that's obviously going to be decided here shortly. So going back to what I almost revealed is that Tim tries to smooth things over with Carrie, but as he approaches their condo or their apartment, he overhears them talking crap about, oh man, the shakedown. He was like, oh, don't call the cops. We got $3,000 out of that chump. Yeah. So we go to a scene where Cliff, Clyde, and Leanne are having dinner. And Tim joins them. And then he asks for advice when he finds out that he's in the presence of two lawyers. And of course, he's, quote, got a friend that happened to be, in the same situation that he was in. And so basically, Leanne says there's not much you can do unless you can prove that they conned you out of it. So And in the meantime, speaking of attorneys, Billy meets Lucy's attorney. And in a shock twist, she leaves the house to Clyde. Clyde, I wrote this down. There's no way that Clyde can afford the property taxes on that condo or that house, right? I mean, they say that he works at a surf shop. Unless he's the owner of it, I don't think he's making a lot of cash. What do you think?
No.
No, he's not. He's not making any cash. So Billy erupts. He's mad because he gets left like photos and a family Bible and all this stuff. But he doesn't even get that. It's given to Ben. So he's really, 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 really upset as the car, her clothes. Billy just got like a bunch of stuff that he didn't really care. So then we go to another scene at the nightclub where Carrie is dancing with another dude. I think his name was Jerry. So Ashley follows Carrie for another con. Tim is videotaping Carrie but gets caught. And then the tape gets destroyed. Carrie calls someone, and we cut to Mike watching Tim swim, and we get Tim's, quote, drowning. All right, Jason, let's stop right here. What do you say? So far, what do you think about this episode?
It is feeling long.
Yeah, it's feeling a little bit long, but they actually at least did some things and build some characters with that time. So I'm not so mad at that. Here's what I'm mad about is that Mike drowns Tim. We know that. But my question is this. Wouldn't it be obvious to everybody that, you know, you're not lifting a guy up trying to save him, but you're like holding him down? Like, wouldn't that just be apparent right out of the get-go? And furthermore, we're getting to the era of modern medicine. You know, we just got into the DNA and whatnot. Wouldn't there be some evidence that this was foul play?
You would think so.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you would think that they would have enough technology to go, this seems a little fishy. Well, anyways, Clyde and Ben, they show up on the beach, and Mike claims that when he comes past them that Tim was too far out and he couldn't save Tim. But Clyde's like, man, look, he doesn't have a surfboard with him. There's other surfers out there. Tim was a really good swimmer. And some of this just doesn't add up to Clyde, for Clyde. Another scene has Leanne chatting with Mike on the beach. Leanne keeps talking to him about the drowning. She keeps pushing and pushing. Mike breaks his sunglasses and then becomes a little bit hostile and leaves. So Carrie is on the phone in our next scene with Mike, trying to calm him down. And basically the story behind why Carrie knows Mike is that Carrie lied to the police a couple of years ago and got him out of trouble, you know, with some drugs, if you will. So Mike and Carrie argue, all right, on the beach. I don't know if you can answer this. I don't know if Justin can answer this. I don't know who can answer this. Ladies, you're wearing a bikini. You have flip-flops on. Do you have to wear earrings?
Yeah.
Like, I think that would be something that you wouldn't wear.
Why not?
I don't know. That's why I'm curious if that's a thing that ladies do. I don't know. Because these weren't studs. You know, Justin can't answer. So, I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. Well, Clyde interrupts, and a small fight happens between the guys, all right? And then we cut to another scene where Ashley is borrowing sugar from the neighbors, or from a neighbor, I should say. And there's a phone call. In the phone call, they act like Carrie's answering the phone in the next apartment over, or at least Ashley is. And she's like, oh, never mind. She must have gotten it. So then we cut to a scene where Carrie's making out with Mike. And then Carrie ends up killing Mike with a syringe of something. And Carrie calls Ashley to solidify her alibi. So there we go. That is the end of episode 1 or part 1 of this episode. So what do you think so far, Jason?
I'm digging it so far.
Mm-hmm. I am too. I am too. So, all right, let's move on into part 2. Our opening scene is that the Lewises and the Matlocks are having breakfast. Clyde joins them, and Clyde tries to smooth things over with Billy. Billy claims that he's going to tie the will up in court from now till doomsday. A detective arrives to question Clyde about Mike's murder. By the way, I wrote this down. Clyde is rocking one awesome Canadian tuxedo, by the way. Awesome. Billy is quite salty, and Leanne kind of interviews Clyde in jail and asks about the syringe. And he does have syringes because he's diabetic. He has to test his sugar and all that jazz. He said it's very easy for somebody to maybe grab one from my house. That wouldn't be unheard of. So, but unfortunately, this syringe was filled with a little bit of poison and some other substance, which I didn't understand. So I think it was an insulin type of medicine. And his prints are found at the crime scene. So Clyde is in a little bit of hot water. Leanne and Cliff survey Mike's place. There's no clock in the bedroom. Detective Randall shows up and said he found a witness, Ashley. So Leanne interviews Ashley and Carrie. And Ashley just can't keep the alibi straight. I'm surprised, honestly, that Carrie didn't knock Ashley off. Because, you know, I mean, she can't keep her story straight whatsoever. Well, Eton College, there's a shirt, and that's a clue. And we'll get to that clue in a minute. Billy and Ben are playing horseshoes, and they argue about a linear or a ringer. And Leanne interrupts. She tells Ben about the Eton apparel that's Tim's. Like, Tim went to Eton, so that's his sweatshirt. What's it doing over there? There's even some information that the local bartender will confess that he sees Carrie and Ashley talking to a lot of men. Ben interviews Carrie and Ashley, and Carrie claims that they're in nursing school, and then she gets a little flirty with Ben. But Ben can handle it this time. Ben's like, no dice. No dice. I'm on this case, lady. I also wrote this down. Why? I don't know, because I'm an old man and it makes me laugh. The neighbor was busy washing her Grand Am.
Hey, man. Grand Ams, those are the bomb.
Hey, Grand Ams were solid cars, all right? Solid car. My nephews had 2 of them that lasted them forever. So, yeah, indeed. So, Ben is outraged about Cliff. Ben outraged Cliff about going undercover, all right? He wants to know how much it costs to rent a Ferrari. How much you think? I looked it up. Give me. Don't just give me your off the top of your head. What do you think it costs to rent a Ferrari now?
Now,
2026. Yeah.
$120 a day.
No. Justin, do you want in on this action?
Because I know I just rented a car and a Tesla, an Acura. An Acura was $50 a day.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna let Justin take a. He's trying to come up with it. Are you looking it up, Justin?
Yeah, he's
looking
Googling.
it up.
He's Googling.
Well, Jason, I'm going to say that you are incorrect. It's not $120.
How much?
It's not $120.
Oh, well, we're gonna find out what Justin says. $550.
You're closer. It's anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 a day. There you go. Just in case the next time we go to Galaxy, we will pull up in style. It'll be $1,000.
Cheaper than parking.
You're right on that. Anyway, so let's get back to it. So Cliff and Leanne banter about the undercover gig, and Cliff is very nervous about meeting girls, and Leanne tries to pump him up a little bit, but no dice. But Cliff does show up with the red Ferrari, man, and he peeks at Ashley.
We are losing Mr. John Orlando, so I'm going to talk for a minute while John reboots or disconnects and comes back. So I'm also watching Maximum Pleasure Guaranteed over on Apple TV. They just dropped the 5th episode yesterday, and guys, listen, Tatiana Maslany, Jake Johnson, go watch this show. It is fantastic. We got John back. I could tell he's moving.
Okay, is everything good then? All right, sorry about that. Where were we? Oh, we were that Ashley was really digging Cliff in that Ferrari, man. But he is typical awkward Cliff. Like he, talks really awkwardly to the girls. And then Jerry stops by and Jerry's like, hey man, did you hear about Tim's death? And they banter back and forth about it and whatnot. So Ben interviews Ashley and Carrie again. And Mike's movie alibi is no good because of the broken glasses. Like he can't see real well. So there would be no reason why he would go to a movie. So then we cut to a scene at police headquarters. Leanne presents the theory to the detective that, look, something's up with these two girls. There's no prints on a phone. Why would you not wipe your own phone down? And so the detective interviews two girls separately. All right. But Ashley does see that the Matlocks are hanging out in the hallway. The girls have the same alibi. In fact, it's so good that it's definitely been rehearsed hundreds of times.
It's the exact same.
It's the exact same. Word for word every single time. So Billy is looking for an egg poacher.
As you do.
Yeah, as one does, yes. Cliff says, hey, Dad, I'm leaving. I got to go help out Ben and all that jazz. And Billy finds a basket. And then Billy takes that basket to the gravesite because it's the only thing that Billy ever made for Lucy, and she kept it all those years. Man, this relationship between Lucy and Billy is really, really
toxic?
Kind of inflammatory. Toxic. Yes, thank you. Toxic. That's it. Yeah. Well, the detective had to let the girls go because there was no evidence to hold them. So Cliff is back undercover. And this time he shows up at the bar and they are all drunk. They are hammered. And they invite Cliff to sit with them. The bar cuts the girls off. So Cliff's like, I'll drive you. I'll drive you in the Ferrari, which I thought Ferraris only had 2 seats. So how are you going to fit 3 people in there? Well, I mean, it'll be a tight fit, but I think he can do it. So Cliff attempts to try to make coffee, and he finds a giant plethora of sugar that's hard, that's been there a while. And so then all of a sudden Cliff leaves, and then he calls Ben to report the sugar situation. We're at the volleyball tournament now. The girls are doing a really good job. They're winning. But Carrie's wearing a shirt. Why?
Winning.
Yeah. Liam is... Now, this was totally random, and I did not dig this. So there's a random throwaway line where Leanne says, I get to be your co-counsel, Dad. And I'm like, now's the time to bring that up. Like, couldn't you bring that up in another episode? Like, why are you doing this now? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So Carrie is bleeding under the shirt. It's in her shirt sleeve, and Ben sees it's bleeding pretty badly as well. So we're at the courtroom. Carrie's on the stand. Carrie has $5,000 in the bank. Jerry is ready to testify about them trying to pull that same date rape scam on him. And so Ben connects the dots of Tim and Mike's death. Chaos, by the way, is in the courtroom because Ben is just doing whatever he wants. Forget the judge. He's like, excuse me. Oh man, that judge is just getting dog walked by old Ben there.
Yeah, he's pulling he pulls in Atlanta with small town judges there in Atlanta.
Yeah, I like it. He goes, don't, and the judge looks at him and goes, don't. You worry.
Well, everybody, we're losing John again, so I will talk about another documentary or show that I've been watching. Let me see, Criminal Minds. It has been fantastic. They're back to more the episodic format. Still got some serialization to it, and I know that it's going to get more serialized as the season progresses. But man, that Elias Boyd storyline is dope, and it's definitely worth checking out. If you haven't checked out the new iteration of Criminal Minds, highly recommend it. It's got most of the original cast back, but man, the Elias Voigt performance is stellar. And I think we got John back again.
All right, am I good now?
Yeah.
Okay, stupid gremlins. All right, the volleyball trophy had a clock in it. Mike had it, but now it's missing. And so basically, Ben says you struggled with it, affected in the sprint, and then you hit him in the side of the arm with that clock. And that's what over your excuse me, that he had heard with the clock. Excuse me.
We have lost John again. I'm gonna talk about what can I talk about this time? You guys, I've watched so much stuff. You would think that I'd have it like in my back pocket to just pull out and talk about, but let me see. Let me look at my reviews over on the Three Geeks website, which you guys can find a whole bunch of cool stuff over there. Reviews, interviews, which we got some interviews with the cast of Sweet Magnolias, which dropped on Thursday of last week. So definitely go check that out. I did go see Scary Movie 6, and I thought it was funny. I thought it was really funny. Max and I laughed a lot. We both left the theater very, very happy with the experience we had. I don't know what everybody's talking about because in our theater, the whole audience was laughing a lot. So I know that there's negative reviews, but there's also a lot of positive reviews out there. I think if you go into this movie looking to have a good time, then you're going to. And if you didn't like the original scary movies or you don't like the Wayans brothers, then it's not for you. But if you like those guys and you like what they do, then I think you're going to dig it.
Okay, am I back?
You're back.
All right, let's get this busted out because we're almost done here.
Today's podcast is not sponsored by John's Internet.
Yeah, no. So basically, we were talking about Carrie exposing she had an injury on her left arm that was pretty bad, and she got it from the struggle with Mike when he hit her with the trophy. So she has to expose her left arm. And we've been waiting for this for a long time, and I don't think we've had it for a while. She lawyers up.
She does.
Yeah.
The smartest thing anybody has ever done on this show.
Yep. So Ben, Leanne, Cliff, Billy, they're all leaving. They're packing their bags. Ben gets the house, and then he signs it over to Billy. And then basically what they were talking about is that you don't know if the roof leaks or if there's bad wiring. It's $4,000 a month mortgage, like pointing out all the bad parts to owning this place. And so that gives a chuckle to everybody except for Billy.
Yeah, that was funny. I like the ending. I laughed.
I did. I enjoyed the ending. All right, with that then, Jason, got anything else, or shall we go ahead and get into our wrap-up?
Let's get into our wrap-up, John.
All right, then it's time for our closing statements.
This is the part of the podcast where John and I will rate the show on a gavel system. 1 gavel means we absolutely loved it. Negative 45 gavels means John's internet is going to go out and never let him do the show again. John, what do you rate this show?
I give it 4.5.
4.5.
Yeah,
wow.
I really liked it. I felt that Warren Frost did a great job and a different presentation of the character of Billy. The ending scene was comical. The plot was kind of topical for the time because 93, I was 18, and I know that I got told a couple times about, if this happens, then no means no, and et cetera, et cetera. So I thought those pluses. The negatives was that I'd like to have more information about the investigation into that. But what did you come up with?
So I give it a 4 out of 5. I also really, really liked it. My issues with it were the pacing in the first half. I wish that we had a little bit more of the heat on the lifeguard before he got killed, because it kind of gets rushed. But other than that, it's the best episode we've seen since season 6 by a long stretch of every imagination. John, I'm losing you again, so you might want to come out and come back in. But I give it a solid 4. It was good Matlock, and we got all the cast that's supposed to be on the show was in this episode. I'm in love with the 2 ladies in this show, and it was good, guys. Definitely go check it out.
I'm back, I think.
You are.
Okay. All right, man. Well, let's talk about what's happening with the Three Geeks podcast.
Well, John, we have all the things happening. You guys can just go right on over to our website where you can see all of our latest episodes, reviews, interviews, all the fun stuff, some access to our social medias, where to contact us, our blog, and then down at the very bottom, you can find all of our friends, PVD Cast, McGTV, and all of the conventions that Justin and I do. Also, up here on the top, if you click the three little things, Mattalk, you can listen to Mattalk directly from the episode. But you know what John wants to talk about, so I'm just going to go right to the PVD Cast from the Three Geeks page. And John, tell everybody about your show.
Well, the PVD Cast is my own personal podcasting project. New episodes drop every Thursday. In fact, just this past week, a couple days ago, I have Ben Wright-Human, who's an independent comic book creator and cosplayer, talking about his new project where he's taken some of his old comics under the title of Cause Pain and adding them into a collection. So that's what we talk about, as well as a bunch of other things. So check it out at pvdcast.com or wherever you find great podcasts.
Well, everybody, I think that's what we got to say. So as they say in court,
nothing further.
John's going to go and throw his internet out the window.
Yeah.